If this message has found you and if it resonates with you, then you possess a quality that makes you so magnetic and so valuable. Okay? Want to hear what that quality is? It is your purity. What? I know. Who would have thought that was what she said? But that's what I mean. And I'm always saying you, and we're all mirrors of each other. And so if this is resonating with you, it's me and you. Okay. So this came to me earlier today. Actually, it came to me a couple of weeks ago. I had heard another reader talking about this, and it resonated, and I wrote it down, and then I was like, no, that can't be it. And I fleshed it out, and then today it just like came back to me, and I was like, I guess I'm supposed to try to share the message. Okay. So your purity is what makes you magnetic, and what makes you magnetic also makes you very valuable. What attracts people to you is the thing that makes you very valuable. Okay. So by purity, I'm not meaning a like sexual, puritanical kind of white supremacist, patriarchal purity. Of course, I am talking about a purity of heart, okay? An innocence of heart, my loves. And one of like my great honors and like beautiful recognitions that I get is Asma, my Palestinian friend. She always talks about how I have such a pure heart, and because of that, God always blesses me and blah, blah, blah. I love it. I'm like, oh, it is true though. And I felt a lot of shame about it, because it's kind of a childlike quality, and we're taught to be kind of ashamed of the things that are valuable and beautiful about us, particularly things like, that are like childlike. Like, why would I be ashamed of that? Like, why would I be ashamed of like being pure of heart? But yeah, people want to make you feel like stupid or like y'all jaded assholes. Okay. So your purity of heart, and I'm going to like explain more of what I mean by purity, because I think it's a bunch of qualities that encompass that. Tell me if you resonate with it. So, there is this purity of heart, a faith and belief in possibility, right? Like, I'm someone who's very hopeful. I feel like children, they have this kind of like understanding, a certainty that like anything is possible. They're not locked in like adults get to be, and so, yeah, they have this faith in the unknown and in the people around them, and in themselves, and a belief in possibility. There's this innocence. There's like an innate kindness, a generosity, a care for others, a kind of care of like you're interested in others' well-being, in others' perspective and experience of this world. There's a genuineness to it, an honesty. When we see it in an adult, it can seem a little cringe, right? Because we think of like how we would never let ourselves be so vulnerable, right? Be so genuine, so authentic. But I tell you, if you like, cringe is made up, and it's made up to try to keep you small and to censor yourself and to stop yourself. So don't worry about that. Your genuineness is literally what makes you magnetic and valuable. And it's so funny when we think of like a diamond or something, right? If a diamond, the more pure a diamond is, or like what, like cocaine, or like lots of things, water, the more pure it is, like the more valuable it is, right? The more powerful it is. And so the more like unadulterated, flawless it is, the more valuable it is. So consider that you are the same way. The things that make you pure, genuine, authentic, that's the value. Okay. Also, I would say qualities to a purity, is integrity. Like, which I think goes, on some levels, like hand in hand with being genuine. It's like being who you are. You see what you get. I'm told I'm a very genuine person, a very like real person. And I try to be someone with integrity. And one of the things I love about Billy and loved about him early on is like he has so much integrity. He's just someone who does what he says and like is who he is, acts as he is, like even when no one's watching and even when he's not like getting a reward for it. I think that's like so hot and sexy. And so I, try to embody that in myself, just like being me, and whoever is not into it, okay, guess they have bad taste. And because I have that quality, it's like, makes me very magnetic. People know I'm not going to be just anywhere. Like, okay. So also, integrity, a virtuousness, your pure heart, you gotta, like, not everybody, understands, sees what the Palestinians are going through and decides to like create a personal relationship with them and try to like link, pour from your overflow. Try to love people who don't have, any way to really pour back into you, support you, or benefit you in the capitalist way we're taught to like kind of relate to others, right? So this virtue and, peace. There's a sense of peace, like in like a pure water. It's not adulterated. It's not contaminated. There's not a whole bunch of stuff in it. I'm going to start using, I think, an analogy of like water, pure water. I think that's the emoji I'm going to have you guys put at the end. But okay, when I was like looking through my notes, because I'd put in pure, and so I like searched for it, and it brought up this like other little notes I had taken back in April of 2023. Okay. And, we'd had the house for a couple of years. But I, wanted to change like whatever our like Wi-Fi, name was. And I changed it to Anahata. So like, you can't really tell, from this angle, and I don't feel like moving it. Like maybe you can tell like over there. These are, they're hardwood floors, but they're painted green. Or they're stained, is what you say with wood. They're stained this like olive green, and they're really beautiful. And like, I think it's just so like charming and unique. And like, it really is what sold me on the house. I was like, oh, I love this. And apparently it's what kept it on the market for so long, is that like, not everyone has an eye for beauty like me, has an appreciation for a detail like green hardwood floors, right? And so because of that, it was like left on the market, and I was like, I want it. Anyway, I changed the Wi-Fi name to Anahata, which is the, I want to say Sanskrit, don't quote me on that, sorry, name for the heart chakra. And the color that represents the heart chakras is green. Okay, so the green floors, heart chakra. I also, though, don't really know that much about chakras and all that stuff. And so I had to like, I had come across this like kind of randomly, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of perfect. I love that. And so let me like share with you what I had written down about this. And I'm like, oh my God, it kind of loops back somehow. Okay, it's represented by the color green, the heart chakra. It's like oneness in Sanskrit. Okay, I was right about Sanskrit. Anahata means unhurt, unstruck, and unbeaten. Okay. Also, sound produced without touching two parts. I don't know what that means. Okay. And at the same time, it also means pure or clean or stainless. Wild that I don't even remember writing this down or learning about this, but I obviously, those past versions of me were like, this is for you, babe. You'll need this information later. So yeah, I'm like, holy shit, that's like really crazy. That it like the heart chakra, Anahata, means, pure. And like, apparently blah, 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 12 qualities. Apparently this is one of the divine qualities of the heart that are governed by Anahata chakra. This is about yogic philosophy. So these are like things that I don't really know at all. But purity is one of these qualities of the heart. Ooh, let me tell you these other ones, actually. They're really beautiful. Peace, love, bliss, compassion, empathy, harmony, understanding, purity, clarity, unity, kindness, and forgiveness. Wow, that's great. I love that. And so I wrote, I love the idea of our home being a heart center. a source of joy, of peace, of love, of harmony. And that's wild because that's kind of like what I was talking about when I was describing the qualities of like a pure heart, your pure heart, okay? This like faith and belief in the possibility, innocence, kindness, generosity, care, genuineness, integrity, virtue, and peace. That's like kind of peace is it's the qualities of the heart. I love it. Oh my gosh. So freaking aligned. Okay. So with your pure heart, you see the beauty in everything. You see where someone else might think that they're shit or whatever. You see why they're beautiful. You see why they're lovable. You see the things that are lovable about them. You see it about yourself. You see it in the world around you. And that's why the world starts to reflect this beautiful, loving, abundant, valuable energy. So you see the beauty and the lovability in all things and you amplify it. So you don't just like see like, oh, that's a beautiful flower. You like enhance the feeling that comes with like the beauty. It's awesome. You're able to amplify it, make it flourish. Billy says about me that I'm a force multiplier, that I make everything better. And it's so true. Every room I'm in, I make better. Every meal we have, I make better. Every like experience we have, I am the enhancement. In the episode I just did, you know, when you're in these big meetings for the mill, you take me just to compliment the deal. It's true. It's true. So yeah. And that is a valuable quality. The ability to see beauty, to see what is valuable in other things, in other people, and amplify it and make it flourish. That is so valuable. You are never going to be broke because of this. And once you start to really own this and cultivate it and see how what I'm saying is true, the more the money is going to flow in. Okay. So a quality of being pure, of having purity. I'm going to start talking about like water. Okay. Like water is like purity. It purifies things, right? Like that's the purpose of it a lot of times. And like, it's like something that is so pure that it is like self-purifying. It is the thing that purifies. It purifies itself and it filters out other stuff. So like if your valuable quality is your purity, then you got to be self-purifying. Which means you have to limit exposure to and remove corrupting influences. Okay, think about a glass of water. Like if you want to purify it, you're going to remove any stuff that's corrupting it, or you're going to like limit access to, you know, a corrupting influence. You drop something in it, you take it out real quick. All right. 5-second rule, 3-second rule, depending on how like much you want to do it. If you're going to be self-purifying, you know, maintain your purity, enhance your magnetism and your value. Yeah, you got to self-purify, limit exposure to, and remove corrupting influences that settle to the bottom, cloud your clarity, or taint or toxify you. Okay. So like corrupting influences that settle to the bottom. So when I think about that in terms of like relations, like a lot of us are taught, like are born into circumstances with people who settle, who see what is and just try to fit in. They don't try to shake things up. They don't try to make things better. They just try to get along within it. And they will settle to the bottom. Like they will, I was thinking about this, like, you know, I have like removed, limited exposure to and removed, people from my life who kind of settle, who don't really have super firm values, who are going to let the people around them have lax values and morals, and they're not really going to do anything about those people. Like if you're not keeping yourself pure and releasing all these corrupting influences, you can't be around me. That's how I keep myself pure, by limiting myself, limiting access to me from people who do not limit access to themselves. Because energy is so contagious. So, you know, especially for a pure being like me. So I just gotta like let them go. And you gotta do that too. And I know that's really tough for a lot of people. So I know I'm gonna come back to this and I'll say it in other videos, but you gotta let go. You gotta let go of these corrupting influences, okay? Who are settling at the bottom. So that's not you, babe. You see a bunch of stuff in a glass of water at the bottom, you're like, ooh, this has been corrupted. It's no longer pure. Hold on one second. Yeah, okay. You gotta remove these corrupting influences that settle to the bottom, that cloud your clarity. And by that, I mean, you know, your vision, your emotions, your energy, the people who are always casting doubt, the people who are always like, that's not gonna work. Or who are like, you know, like just standing in your way, who are always, having some sort of an issue, like they are a very stressful person and always going through something. And they need you to listen to all of their shit. Babe, you need your emotional space clear for you, okay? So you got to clear out people who love them, but they're clouding your vision. They're clouding your emotions. They're clouding your energy. Get it out. Release it. Let it go. Filter it out. Also, the people who taint or toxify you, who corrupt you, whose influence or mandates or actions taint your purity, make you less innocent, make you doubt your faith in yourself, your belief in possibility, who make you feel bad or wrong for being generous, who are not that themselves, who don't care about you or other people, who make you feel bad for caring about other people, or who, you know, who are just like threatened by your genuineness, your authenticity, your integrity, who are even threatened by your peace. They're like, why are your still waters, you know, running so deep? What's going on with that? Babe, remove them. Leave them on read. Let it go to voicemail. Let it do not disturb. You're here to be pure. Your energy is here to be pure. Because when you keep doing that natural renewal, natural purifying of your pure energy, it like really just supercharges people to you. It's wild. So I also wrote this. I don't know why, but maybe someone needs it. So like, I love from my overflow because I am so like resourced. I spend a lot of time, you know, kind of hermiting in my own energy. Billy's like here in another space of the house doing his own thing. And I like to just be in my own energy, really in control of who has access to me. And because of that, I pour into myself. I'm obsessed with myself. And so I love myself. And so I'm really good at loving. And so I'm pouring all of this into myself. And so I start to overflow with love. It makes me like more pure. Like I'm just so full of myself that I just overflow. And so I'm able to love from my overflow. I pour so much love into myself that I love others from my overflow. Oof. And I know that's so good for the people who get to receive it. So, and so, because I'm so sourced now, I feel like I've been moving into this Empress mode. And the last episode I did, I was talking about how the divine is upgrading me. They took me from like being a queen to an empress. And a lot of that is just like receiving love. But what is an empress? You know, it's, they're regal, they're assured, they're sourced, you know, they're the source. So they're not like, they have this regal kind of peaceful detachment and, this assured presence, and it is magnetic, babe. And it is valuable. Okay. So if you made it this far, give me a water emoji, okay? Because you are pure water, and that is so valuable, and that is so freaking magnetic. You know it. People use access to water to control people and do a lot. So very important. Anyway, I'm hungry. I'm gonna get some food, and then I'm going to, yeah, chill. I did 2 episodes today. So proud of myself. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Share it, and hit that bell so that you can get notified when I come on, okay? Thank you. Someone says I have nice teeth. I do. I had braces when I was younger, but I've always had pretty great teeth, and I know they're so white and like perfect. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, so don't be ashamed of your purity, babe. That's what makes you valuable. That's what makes you magnetic. And when you, as you continue to purify yourself and protect your purity, people are going to just come running like a glass of water in a desert, babe. Tell you what. Yeah. So anyway, I love you. Bring your forehead up against the screen. I love you. And this is all made up, okay? And cultivate that purity, babe. Cultivate that pure heart. And watch the universe make you their sugar baby. All right. Now I know I'm supposed to get off now because like I feel like I'm like loopy and I like don't have words. So salam and yalla bye.